What is up, you guys? Today we are going to be asking each other some deep questions. We're going to get vulnerable in this one.
We're getting vulnerable
Yeah.
again. Therapist part 2. Part 3.
All right. First question. How would you like people to experience you? What kind of person do you want to be in this world?
You came out swinging.
Whoa.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. It's kind of, I guess, two questions, but how would you like people to experience you? What kind of person do you want to be in this world?
Okay, I can answer the first one. I want people to experience me in a positive manner.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
I want
First
them,
and foremost.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want them to think I'm funny. I want them to think I'm genuine. I want them to think I have an overall, like, kindness,
Yes.
right? And I something I'm trying to do, especially with, like, people that I meet, it's a little different with, like, close friends like you guys or my siblings and stuff, but, like, I want them to say I'm humble, too.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, there is nothing cooler than meeting somebody who's, like, overly humble.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're just like,
Yeah.
I want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What's the second question?
What kind of person do you want to be in the world?
I think those go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of the same thing. Just
Yeah.
someone who's nice, humble,
Yeah.
I want to help people as much as I can, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, my girlfriend, we literally got a rose from a homeless guy from giving him a couple bucks,
Oh yeah.
Aw,
you know?
that's so sweet.
She started taking a video. She goes to her friend, she goes, look at this rose I got from this homeless guy on the side of the street. And I was like, you can't, like, just, why? Just say you got a rose. But anyway,
Yeah.
I want to be someone that, like, gives.
Yeah.
That's just, like, really nice, you know? I want to be
Yeah.
the best son that I can be. I want to be the best friend that I can be. I want to be the best brother I can be, you know?
Yeah.
Those are, like, my big three. Well, obviously the best boyfriend and potential husband I can be too to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
And even if I'm like meeting someone and I don't qualify for all of those, as long as they have an overall positive experience with me,
Yeah.
I think I would be happy. And then if say we become friends later, then I can continue
Yeah.
to give them positive experiences.
For sure.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think kind of what you were saying about being humble, I think my thing is I just want anyone who's in my life to know that I'm like a real person. Like this sounds really like cheesy and stupid, but like just that I'm just a human being. Like whether you're experiencing like the good or the ugly parts of me, I'm real and I'm not putting up a front ever. I'm just like I'm not trying to hide certain parts of myself. I just want to always be who I am, and people like know that.
Yeah.
That I'm not perfect, and sometimes I'm like maybe not always as like nice as I could be or always whatever as I could be,
Sure.
but like that it's still there. You know?
Mhm.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just
I'm with
want to
you.
be someone that people are like happy to know and glad to know.
Mhm.
Yeah. For sure.
I don't want to be someone that people hate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I mean, even if like, obviously, like anybody, there's always going to be people who don't like you,
Right.
and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I do hope even people who don't like me, they know that I've always been real and genuine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
All right. If you had a whole day where you could do anything that you wanted, what would you do? What is your perfect day?
Wake up at like 7:30, but not tired. Like my body just wakes up, no alarm. Like
Yeah.
I just wake up like 7:30. Make a bitchin' breakfast. Cinnamon rolls, coffee, milk, like whole 9 yards. Hop on Valorant. Play like 4 or 5 games, right? Win every single one of them.
Yep.
Just dominate. Just like I'm just on something different that day, right? If I'm winning 4 to 5 straight, probably ranking up 2. Let's go.
Yeah.
So then it's probably going to be like 11:30 ish. Have some food. Probably go do something with my girl. Maybe go out, bebop around the mall, go shopping. Maybe have lunch with like my mom, my dad, sister. Then late afternoon, just either hang out, go on a walk, do something for maybe an hour or two after lunch, and then hang out with you guys. Hang out with the interns for a little while. Maybe we go do something. Maybe we go bowling.
Yeah.
Right?
That's our new thing.
I love that shit's so fun. Probably go out to dinner with you guys. And then regardless of who's there, go to a movie theater during the day, watch like a bitchin' movie. Like all of us walk out and we're just like, whoa. And then it's dark outside. And then we just come back and just chill until we all just literally pass out from being so tired. That's like, mwah. That's the best day. Those are the best days.
Okay.
Maybe go skydiving in the afternoon, actually, now that I think about it. That's the activity. Go skydiving.
Okay.
Yeah.
With your girlfriend or with us? Or all of us? Everyone. We all go
If
skydiving.
and but, yeah, whoever. Yeah.
What about you, Purich?
I don't think I'm gonna go into that much of detail.
Yeah, that was very specific.
Yeah, you don't
per
have
usual.
But yeah, I would say all meals of the day are gonna be bangers.
Yep.
Bangers.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Whether I'm spending $400 or cooking at home, they gotta be bangers.
Bangers.
I'll probably hang out with some friends, maybe play basketball, or some other outside activity, frisbee, go hiking, go to the lake, whatever it may be, as long as my friends are there. And then I'll probably have some video game time in there.
Oh yeah.
It would be optimal if I won every game, like Austin said.
Oh, best day. You're not losing.
Yeah.
You're winning every game.
And then after dinner, there's going to be some sort of activity.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be bowling or a movie, but some sort of activity. Maybe go out to the bars or something.
Yeah.
That stuff's just like those activities that I mentioned just like make me so happy. That's why I brought them up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, we have so much fun when we
Yeah.
go bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kendak.
I think this is more general, but just those days when you get to see multiple people in your life that you really love being around.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to do something new together, whether that is a smaller activity like bowling or a bigger thing like you're in another country together or something, but you're just doing something that none of you have ever done before and you are experiencing it for the first time together. I think that is like perfect. Also, like, when you have a group of friends who like sometimes we'll all like have nights where we all stay somewhere together and just like getting to wake up in the morning with all your friends and knowing that you have this whole day to look forward to together.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
That's the best. All right.
Honestly, hold on, quick pause. Part 2 is just waking up and knowing that you can do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that's
no
like
responsibilities.
Yes, I think that is the simplest way to just be like, if I could have my ideal day.
Yes.
I wake up
Agreed.
and I know that I can do anything that I want to.
Whatever
that day.
you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a bunch of stuff or do nothing.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Absolutely. What do you want more people to know about you?
That is a good question.
Like, I guess, imagine you were like the most famous person in the world right now. If everyone in the world who watches you and knows you could just know one thing, what would you want it to be?
I'm trying to be happier.
Really?
It's not like I'm sad, but I would say I'm always on a track to try to make myself happier.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Again, I want to I'm not sad or depressed or anything, but
yeah.
I'm on a path to constantly try to make myself happier.
I like that.
Why do you think that would be what you want people to know? Like, what do you think? Do you think that would change how people view you?
I think a little bit, just because there's the ups, there's the downs, right? But also like, and I mean, when I say that, I mean it in like the least selfish way possible, because there's multiple things that make me happy because it could involve someone else.
Yeah.
Like their focus.
So maybe just like everything in your life that you do is always just like to be happy. You do everything with like happiness in mind and just You're like staying true to you and what you want out of this life.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Kendall?
I think that for me, I just want people to know, again, back to kind of what I was saying earlier, like, even if people don't like me, because inevitably there will always be someone who doesn't like you.
Mm-hmm.
I just want people to know that I really, really do care about people a lot. And like, even the people in my life that I'll be like, at least to you guys, like, oh, I hate this person. It's like deep down, I do still care about them as a human being.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly like don't ever wish people like real harm or for like something really, really terrible to happen to people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I think even the people that I don't like, even if I don't always show it, I do think that I make a conscious effort, at least internally, to recognize that they are like me, just a human being who makes mistakes in the world. And I just try to realize like there is still a good person. Most of the time, there's still like a good person under there. And I try to empathize with that. Yeah.
I guess for me, kind of like piggybacking off of that, I just want like people to know that I acknowledge them, whether they're in like a rough state or a happy state or whatever they might be going through.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm here, I see you, and I'm here for you, and I love you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're a human being just like I am, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
And I think if I were to say something to the world, that's what it would be.
Yep.
Aw, so sweet. Any other final thoughts on that?
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
All right. Next question. What do you need more of in your life?
Patience.
Ooh.
I consider
that.
myself a very patient person, but I mean, when we met, even when I was in high school, I was so impatient, and I still am so impatient with certain things today. But something I've really tried to take pride of is how much patience I've gained, because there's definitely been some family conflicts where if I had not focused on patience, I don't know what would have happened. But like, that's something my girlfriend has told me a lot. She goes, "You're very patient," and I'm like, "Trust me, girl, I'm not."
Yeah.
But I make myself be patient.
Yeah.
Just because it's not on my timeline, you know. And like, when she looks at me and she says, I really love how patient you are, you know, I think of like, we'll just wait in 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years when I'm even more patient.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, imagine when I have a child, you know, like, I'm going to want to punch the baby in the face.
Yeah.
Like, what parent realistically hasn't thought that? Where they're just like, will you shut up? You know, it's like, will I feel that? Yeah. But like, I'm constantly growing how patient I am with people, but also just with things that I have zero control over.
Mm-hmm.
So I want more
that.
patience.
Nice. What was the question again?
What do you need more of in your life?
Okay. I think for me, it's self-love. And I think I've grown a lot as a person with loving myself. But I think we've talked about this before, where I do get angry at myself a lot, or I get upset at myself. And I guess this goes along with patience too. I do need to be more patient with myself, and I need to give myself time to develop certain things or certain aspects of my life. And that goes along with self-love and just, you know, letting myself be who I am.
Yeah. Straight up.
I love that too. These are all such good answers. I agree with both of you. I think for me, mine is slightly less deep, I guess, but I was just going to say, I think something that I need more of in my life is just like experience I think for a lot of my life, I've kind of accepted things how they are, and maybe not pushed myself as much as I wish I have to get out and try new things and do new things. And I think that with time, like, I've slowly gotten better at that a little bit. But But whether it's something basic like going out and traveling and just seeing the world kind of experience, or even just like the kind of people that I bring into my life.
Yeah.
I just want a bigger variety of things and to not just remain like complacent in what I already have and what I already know.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
And I think we were talking about this the last time we hung out, but for most people, what they struggle with, they just need to take that next step.
Mm-hmm.
They're just stuck in this place. And I mean, I struggle with it too, but I just need to take that next step.
Yeah.
To start doing what I want to do. You know.
And like, this is kind of irrelevant to what I was saying a little bit, but like how we were talking about just like starting something new, whether it's like something like this podcast, and like for me, something that I've been wanting to be consistent with my whole life is just like sharing the music I write and stuff. And it's like, even though it's a slow process, and with this podcast, it's also been like a fairly slow process building it up and getting better at things and posting more content. But it's like in all those months or years that you waste being like, oh, like I should do this soon, but like I want to do this soon. I want to like, if you had just started small, even if it was like for this podcast, even if we had just released one episode a month, like in 3 months, that's 3 more episodes than we would have had if we just kept waiting and putting it off.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, I need to get better at that. And I think that a lot of people feel that way, but yeah, it's just so hard. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Bouncing off of that question, what do you need less of in your life?
Ooh.
Anxiety. I'm so anxious all the time. Since the second I wake up, I'm always anxious about something.
Do you think it's usually little things, or do you think it's just an underlying thing of like a bigger feeling about something specific?
It's both. There's little things that I get weirdly anxious about. There's big things that I'm anxious about. There's middle thing. Like I'm always anxious, and I'm just really good at hiding it. Like
That's fair.
There's some times where I'm just really calm, very relaxed, but I would say a good 85% of my time in every day is full of anxiety. That I just know how to. I just don't feel as anxious as I was, but it's just because I know how to handle it. I know what to do to kind of just even out the playing field.
What about you, Kendall?
I'd say this is pretty general again, but negativity. And I think whether that is negativity from other people that I allow into my life, or negative energy and feelings that I just have on my own, both of those things. I think that, especially since I graduated, I think that I'm trying really hard to be more conscious of the people I allow into my life and who I choose to spend my time with. I had a lot of meaningless relationships in my time in college, and relationships that didn't serve me. And I think that it dragged me down a lot, and a lot of those experiences have continued to affect me even now. And so I think now it's just like, I feel so much more grown than who I was when I started that. And like with each new transition phase in your life, you're always going to feel more grown. And I just don't feel like I'm in a place where I can just surround myself with people where I don't feel like they better me. If anything, I feel like they drag me down, you know? But then I think on the other hand, it's also like, I think that I get negative. I have a lot of different kinds of negative emotions, whether that's just me being like anxious about something, or jealous about something, or mad about something. And I think I need to like let a lot of those feelings go. And that's been a struggle for me, just figuring out how to like let shit go, especially like when there's a situation where you never got like closure. But I think I hold on to things too much and for too long, and I need to like do that less.
Yeah. Because
it really does eat away at your like own peace, inner peace, and mental well-being.
For sure.
Yeah. I think for me, it goes hand in hand with that. I think I stress myself out too much, overthinking about random shit or what I need to do in the next week, in the next month, in the next year. But yeah, or like how hard I'm working or how little I'm working on a certain thing. I just stress myself out and I overthink. And I don't think it's like an anxiety thing, but it's just like an overthinking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it does, drag me down, like you said. Yeah, maybe less of that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more of today's going to be a good day type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think when it comes to like, it's so easy for people to be like, just change your mindset, change your attitude. And I think just like we were saying with like being productive and starting something, like that shit is so much easier said than done. It can be so hard to just like when you wake up and a bunch of things go wrong immediately. It's so hard to like get back to that. Like, no, today we still have a whole day ahead of us.
Right.
There are still a lot of things that can go right.
For sure.
Okay. Would you rather people perceive you as being kind, smart, or attractive?
Oh.
I want to be sexy. No.
I think I have a pretty clear answer, and I think I would rather people see me as kind. Because I think that's the first thing I look for in a person.
Yeah.
And based on what I am feeling, I think it's a good thing. It's a good characteristic to have, to be kind. Regardless of what your IQ is, regardless of how hot you are.
Yeah.
It's always good to be kind.
I agree with that. I'd probably say kind as well. But I will say, when it comes to intelligence, I think that I do want to be perceived as intelligent, but in a certain sense. Like, I think I want people to realize that, like, I'm emotionally intelligent. I'm very aware of feelings and emotions, whether it's from, like, other people or from myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like stumped. I don't know.
Really?
I'm tied between kind and smart now.
I don't think there is a wrong answer.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I see the benefits of being kind, but like, man, I'd consider myself a pretty smart person overall, and everyone like will tell you that you're smart, but I just feel like how like smart people are perceived is something that I try to go after.
Yeah.
Like I know a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will say though, personally, I feel like out of those three things, like kind, smart, or attractive, I think kind is the one thing where it's like, if you're not that, then none of those other two things matter.
That is true. That's true.
That is very true.
Because it's like,
if you're smart in the dick or you're hot in the
if you're like
dick,
hot and smart, it like, who fucking cares? You're not a nice person.
Right.
But as long as you're kind, even if you're just kind, but you're not attractive, you're not smart, like you're still kind and people will still want to be around you.
Yes.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. This one says, how do you like to receive care? But I want to reframe it because I'm curious. I'm curious what your guys' like love language is, basically. Like, how do you show love versus how do you want to be shown love?
I'd say I think my number one love language is physical touch. I just love that. I think it's a close second, very close, is probably words of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a bad gift giver. It's not great. I just don't get that much satisfaction. Like I like when people like but it's just not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But getting words of affirmation, that's my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, that is my thing.
When you say physical touch, do you think that's just for like a romantic relationship, or do you think that applies to like other relationships too?
Kind of, it bounces between. I mean, if you're in a romantic relationship, you're going to be physically closer to that person. But like, I mean, I love hugs. I love hugging my dad.
Yeah.
You know, I love hugging my dad, and it's just nice to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In a different way, but like, I love hugging my girlfriend. I love just like laying and watching a movie. She loves holding hands, like that sort of stuff. I like too. So, yeah.
I think for me, my top love language is quality time.
In terms of like what you show or how you feel it, or both?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, I just love spending time with people I love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Regardless of if it's like a romantic relationship or if it's just family or if it's friends.
Sure.
Second is physical touch, but that's with romantic relationships. I think I was brought up in a way where physical touch with family wasn't like as prominent of a
Yeah.
thing as like with Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hug my dad probably twice, 3 times a year. I mean, it's a great hug. I love hugs, but
Mhm.
you know, it's just I was brought up in a family where it wasn't quite
sure.
a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
And
yeah.
it's not that we don't love each other.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
your parents.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel similar to you when it comes to physical touch. Like, I think it is more important to me in romantic relationships,
Yeah.
but when it comes to family or friends, I think like it won't make me feel any closer to you if like if you see your friend, if you hug or you don't hug, like it won't change how
Yeah.
close I feel to
Yeah.
you. But I think for me, I think I tend to show love the most with words of affirmation. And I feel like a lot of people don't like that much. Like I feel like it's not always the most well received.
Mhm.
But I feel like I'm just someone where I will not say something if I don't mean it.
Mhm.
So it's like if I tell you that I love you, like I really fucking mean that, because if I didn't, I would just be like, oh, like you're great. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
but I think after that it would be like quality time. And I think when it comes to how I feel love, I think quality time is really important. Like
Yeah.
people who want to spend time with me, but
Yeah.
also like words of affirmation. And maybe that's just like the lyricistness in me. I've
Sure.
always
Mhm.
been like
Yeah.
a writer of some sort. So I think like I just really value like verbal shit. And I know I recognize that a lot of people aren't like that. So I don't take it as personal. But if someone doesn't want to spend time with me, then I really do take that as like you aren't really like
Yeah.
Yeah.
into me
For sure.
as like a
I'm with you there.
person.
Yeah.
But I also think like I do really like when it comes to like acts of service, like I do like to do things for people I love. And I think that I'm someone, I struggle to like ask people for things if I like need something.
I agree.
But I do love those people. I never ask people really for favors, but I love those people where you just know if you really needed something, they will like come through for you,
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. For
even
sure.
if you never need them to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I like the people who can recognize that I need help and help
Yeah,
me without me
yeah.
asking, because
That's the best.
yeah.
Those are the best
I'm also
people.
one of those people who like struggle to
Yeah.
ask for help.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Those people are rare to come across.
Yeah.
So I feel
Yeah.
like they deserve all the appreciation in the world.
Yeah.
You got to grab that person and hold on tight, because they're
Mhm.
like they're real.
Yeah.
They're there for you.
They
Yeah.
are.
How do you cope when things get hard?
We've already talked about this.
Yeah, we have.
You're like, I don't.
I don't.
That's why he needs a
I don't
therapist.
Whip. Oh yeah, I just boil that shit up and I just toss it away, just shove it down deep. When it comes back up, I just give it a quick little stir and throw it back. I don't know where I'm trying to go. No, I don't. I mean, I cope by myself. I cope alone. I cope with yelling in my car.
Yeah.
You know, and just figuring it out myself, just taking it day by day. And if it bothers me, it bothers me. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Take it day by day. Most of the time, just means shove it down deep.
Okay.
Pop, pop.
We have talked about this, but
Yeah.
I write. I go on long drives, windows down. I think that's pretty much it.
Is Windows down like they have to be down,
Yeah,
or is it
window-
less effective if they're not?
Yes.
Really?
Really?
Oh my
Yo,
God.
that's actually
Yes.
kind of cool.
That's
Regardless of what the
interesting.
weather is outside, windows down.
Okay.
Sometimes music blasting, sometimes silent.
What if it was like hailing or like snowing?
I've done the snow, but I haven't done the hail.
Hail might be a little. You might
Yeah, that
want
might be
them up.
that
Yeah.
might be pushing
Maybe
it
you
a little
crack
bit.
Yeah.
it, but the last thing you want. I could just see a hailstorm on 93.
Yeah.
Like for some reason you're going to downtown Golden and it's just clung, clung,
Yeah.
clung, and you're like getting hit in the side of the head.
Yeah, maybe I won't be driving during a hailstorm, but
Yeah.
pull over.
Okay. I think for me, one of my things has always been like writing music.
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
the second thing is just like vocalizing stuff. Like
Yeah.
even if something is really bothering me, I'll be fine if I can just text a friend, say everything that I want to say. They don't even have to respond. It doesn't have to be a conversation. They don't even have to fucking look at it for all I care. I just have to put it somewhere.
Yeah.
That just helps me for some reason.
I know where you're coming from.
All right. What do you really care about? And also, what frustrates you?
What do I care about? Like, can I say that?
Yeah.
The people I love?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's the most important thing in my life is the people I care about.
I'm going to get even more broad. I care about things that I become emotionally invested in.
Okay.
And here's why mine's slightly different. I love my family.
Yeah.
I'm very emotionally invested in my family. But like little things like my PC.
Okay.
I love my PC.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I'm very emotionally invested. I've spent a lot of money and put a lot of time into it. So like if it just breaks, I'm going to be very sad.
Yes.
But not just because like, oh, my technology broke, but it's like the time and the effort and the money that I've spent in it, using it, build it, like all of it, you know, like something like that. Even like my apartment.
Yeah.
Like this is my home, you know? So it's my family, but just anything that I've become emotionally invested in, for sure.
I like
That's fair.
What's the second part? Something frustrating?
Like what really frustrates you?
When I'm grouped into things that I shouldn't be grouped in. And that there's a couple like family things where that happens and that's where it comes from. But it's like when I'm grouped into something that I shouldn't be, that irks me. Like,
do you mean like a conflict or like a?
Yeah. It's mostly with conflict. Like, I'm not gonna get too deep, right? But like, there's been some family conflicts to where something has happened and I've been grouped in with the people or the person who's done that stuff when I had zero relation or like the only reason I was looped in was because I was the one physically there during the argument. Yeah. And that frustrates me. Like
so they like associate you with
the association.
Whatever. Okay.
Yeah. So like, because like you guys have seen me like frustrated. Yeah. Like, or like maybe like slightly pissed off. But like when that happens, like I skip frustration. Like I hear it, I'm frustrated, and then 20 seconds later, I'm mad.
Yeah.
You know, like that's something that really like flips the switch. Yeah.
Okay.
And I get pretty hot-headed sometimes. Just because I don't like to be associated with shit that I'm not associated with.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of things that frustrate me. And I mean, I can like generalize it into anything negative that happens to me, I am frustrated by. Yeah. Whether it's frustrated a little bit or a lot. To a point where it like translates into anger or sadness or whatever the fuck it may be. Okay. But anything negative pisses me off.
Fair.
Yeah.
What about you, Kendak?
Well, so for the like, what do I really care about and what frustrates me? These kind of go hand in hand together. And this is just one thing, but something that I really, really fucking care about. Back to the whole thing about like, I really care about people. And so I think that I really, really care about like the injustices that go on in the world and like finding a solution for them. Yeah. And I think that honestly, I've kind of reached a point in my life where I almost feel like I need to take a step back a little bit because I think I let things that happen get to me so much that they like dwell. And then I'm like, it changes my whole perspective on like the whole world. And then I'm frustrated at the whole world. Yep. But I just like I said, I really care about people. And when people or a certain group of people are just not being treated fairly in this world, like that really bothers me. And I guess I am caring about this in like a bad way maybe, but like when I see people who don't care at all, like that pisses me off. Yeah, because I'm like, for sure. How can you sit here in your little bubble and see the way that things are going for like this person or this group of people and you just don't care? Like, you are so lucky to not care because it doesn't affect you at all. Like, and it just drives me up a wall because like we always say, we just wish that people would be better. And I I just don't understand those people who like are so okay just being like, well, it's not my problem. It's not my business.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't affect me. Like, well, good for you. But like, it just sucks because it's like people like you are the ones who have the power to like do something, anything.
Yeah.
And when you don't care, it's just like, well, then like these struggling people are on their own again, like they've always been, and it won't change because you don't care.
Yeah.
But that's my rant.
Tell me how you really feel. You got one more for us, Kendall?
Yes. What keeps you up at night?
Ooh.
I'm not going to give specific examples, but there are some things that I am emotionally invested in. From anyone, I mean, that could be work, life, whatever, right? There are certain things that I am so emotionally invested in that I lay down at night and I try to go to sleep, but when I close my eyes, the only thing that I can see and hear are the things that I'm emotionally invested in that specifically I will not have resolution or closure to be more specific.
Yeah.
There's a few things, and you guys probably know what some of them are, but there's a couple things that I just haven't told anybody that just like, I'm never going to get the answer to the question without some other recourse happening, or just never going to get the answer.
Yeah.
That there's just those things that I just will never know. Sometimes just eat me up. And I'll be awake until 2:30 in the morning, and I've been laying in my bed in the pitch black for 4 hours because I cannot fall asleep thinking about it.
Okay.
I feel that so hard.
Yeah.
I do feel that too.
Yeah.
I think going off of that, what keeps me up at night is, going back to the last question, is my frustrations. Whether those frustrations happened that day or they happened a few months ago and it just came up today. Whatever it may have been. If I go to bed pissed off, I'm not going to sleep.
Yeah.
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 I feel that.
Yeah.
I agree with both of those things.
Or I'll go to bed pissed off and then wake up
Pissed
more
off.
pissed off.
Yeah.
Like I'll literally open my eyes and just be like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like I'm still mad about the
that.
same thing.
Yeah. That's why going to bed angry is never a good idea.
No, it's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
But
maybe we should all start like meditating or something.
yeah, let's start a therapy group.
Yeah.
The three of us, let's sit down and talk
gosh.
about our problems. I'm gonna force you guys to do that because you guys need to stop fucking bottling shit up.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie.
I write mine out.
With some of the shit, I feel like you guys would just be like,
I want to know. I want to know the
there's
creep
some
shit of Austin. I
some
love that
shit.
stuff.
There is. There's like, I'm not kidding you. There is some stuff that like, I mean, you guys are my best friends, and like, and this isn't a bash at her, but like, there's some things that you guys, and even my girlfriend doesn't even know. Like there is some ish that I just cannot shake.
I just think like I was saying earlier, how I want to be perceived. Like when I want people to know me, I want them to know the good and the like darker sides of me or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I feel that way about the people I love. Like I want to, when I love someone, I want to take in all sides of you as well. And like I hope that you at least know that if there's ever anything you want to share, like I think I speak for both of us when it's like you can always share those with us and we'll always take you as you are and look at you the same way tomorrow as we do today.
Yeah, for sure.
But back to the question, I was going to say, I totally agree with you. Like when even things that have happened a long time ago, a situation that did not end the way I wanted it to, or at the very least, I just didn't get to say my piece or like have any form of closure.
Yeah, the lack of resolution there
gets me.
Yeah.
But I was also going to say, like, I don't know why, but I think like when I go to sleep, this isn't like every night or anything, but I tend to think about death a lot before I go to sleep. And I think like everyone, the uncertainty of like not knowing what's going to happen after is like stressful. But I think that leads me into the thoughts of like what I would really regret if I were to go to sleep and not wake up, like what would I really regret that I didn't do? And a lot of those things that I would regret are things that terrify me. And it's like hard to get myself to actually do them when I'm alive. But it does stress me out to think like if I die, like I didn't do this and I didn't do this. And I really wish that I did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're preaching to the choir here, girl. You are preaching to the choir here. Alrighty, well, thanks again for tuning into Therapy Session Part 2. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. Go ahead and follow our Instagram at spilledmilk.podcast. We'll catch you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.